So we are in the midst of the transfer window, and there's been a lot of speculation with regard to incomings and outgoings. In today's video, we will go over all this news, which includes some big transfer news as the club have reportedly found a Daizen Maeda replacement. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. St Patrick's athletic sensation. Mason Melia has visited Glasgow as he weighs up a potential move to Celtic amid significant interest from several top European clubs. Clubs from Germany, Italy, Belgium and England are closely monitoring the 17-year-old, with Celtic and Tottenham Hotspur currently leading the race for the highly rated youngster. According to reports from the Irish Mirror, Melia's visit to Celtic is believed to have taken place last week, with the Scottish champions making their case with an enticing pitch. This comes after Tottenham extended a similar invitation to the Wicklow-born forward late last year. Melia is said to be nearing a decision on his next move, with both Celtic and Spurs eager for a positive response. However, due to Brexit-related regulations, the St Patrick's starlet cannot officially complete a transfer to the UK until he turns 18 in late September. This means that even if he chooses Celtic, the move would not be finalised straight away. While the delay is a potential stumbling block for both Celtic and Spurs, Melia's availability for St Pat's in the interim is a silver lining for their supporters. The talented forward is expected to continue playing a key role for the Dublin-based club for the remainder of the League of Ireland season. Melia cemented his reputation, scoring his first League of Ireland goal against UCD at just 15 years and 281 days old. That day, he etched his name in the record books as the youngest goalscorer in the league's history. Celtic's pursuit of Melia aligns with Brendan Rodgers' long-term vision of securing elite young talent. The club has consistently sought to bring in players with potential to develop into first-team regulars, and Melia's composure, versatility and goal-scoring instincts make him an ideal fit. However, the Celtic youth system has been fraught with players leaving prematurely and poor development due to the Lowland League being very poor quality. Celtic need to show they can bring in players and get them to the first team. With a decision imminent, all eyes are on Melia as he deliberates over his next step. Celtic fans will be hoping that the pull of paradise and the promise of working under Rodgers will tip the balance in their favour. Now for our main story, Celtic are set to accelerate a deal to sign Sondre Orjaseta in the January transfer window, sources have told Football Insider. Speaking on the latest edition of Football Insider's Inside Track podcast, senior correspondent Pete O'Rourke revealed that Brendan Rodgers wants to sign a left winger to provide some competition for and potentially replace Daizen Maeda. The 27-year-old remains one of Celtic's most important players and is considered to be one of the first names on the team sheet for the Hoops. However, Rodgers wants to have backup in that area and is hoping to keep everyone on their toes as the club hopes to be playing in the knockout stages of the Champions League. Maeda has played 29 games for the Hoops this season, scoring 14 and providing 6 assists as he has made a major impact throughout the campaign. However, the Japan international also has the potential to play up front, and signing a new player would potentially free up that option. Orjaseta is a winger that the Scottish Giants are monitoring, with the 21-year-old being seen as someone who has huge potential moving forward. The winger has got 15 goals and 15 assists this season and plays as an inverted winger for Sarpsborg. The youngster has broken into the Norway under-21s international setup and is being seen as someone for the future at Celtic, which would provide Maeda with enough competition. Rodgers' side currently sits top of the Scottish Premiership after an impressive start to the season, which has seen them lose just once in 21 games. Celtic have a commanding 15-point gap over their old firm rivals Rangers at the moment. In other news, Brendan Rodgers has acknowledged the growing frustration among Celtic fans over the inconsistent kick-off times driven by TV broadcasting demands. The Scottish Cup clash against Kilmarnock at Celtic Park, scheduled for 5:30 p.m. on Saturday evening, is a prime example of how broadcasting schedules dictate match timings. Traditionally, that's when supporters would be heading home after a 3 p.m. fixture, but live TV coverage by Premier Sports has shifted the game to evening time. Rodgers expressed his awareness of the situation, telling Celtic's YouTube channel, "Yeah, sometimes you forget what day it is when you're in training and working so much. I think 3 p.m. on a Saturday was the norm for so many years, but now it's about adapting. A lot of the schedule is based around TV, which, rightly or wrongly, is part of the game. And the Celtic manager was sympathetic to fans who have to navigate travel disruptions, particularly over the festive period that has just gone by, which featured back-to-back home games. Rodgers acknowledged that the cost and time associated with attending matches have become an added challenge for supporters. For fans who spend so much time and money travelling, especially over the Christmas period, it can be frustrating, Rodgers continued. But for some fans, they enjoy a later kickoff. They get the full experience. Half-5 games can be rocking. It's all about perspective, but yeah, I see the challenges. Despite the drawbacks of later kickoff times, Rodgers highlighted the atmosphere that evening fixtures can bring to Celtic Park. Some people will love that kickoff time. By 5:30, you're absolutely rocking and rolling by that point. He jokingly smiled, inferring some fans might have had a few by the time they get to the stadium. With Celtic set to face Kilmarnock under the lights at Parkhead, Rodgers will be hoping that his team delivers a performance worthy of progression. Kilmarnock is the only blemish on his cup record from both spells in charge of Celtic. The Hoops were dumped from the League Cup last season at the first hurdle away at Rugby Park. Let's hope McInnes and his side have no joy in Glasgow. In other news, Celtic winger Luis Palma's proposed loan move to La Liga C de Rayo Vallecano has hit a stumbling block after FIFA imposed a transfer ban on the Spanish club. The sanction, reported by Relevo, relates to unpaid debts concerning past transfers. The Honduras international was set to join Vallecano on loan until the end of the season, with an option to buy for just over £2 million. However, the ban prevents Rayo from registering any new players until their financial obligations are resolved. The move to Spain was seen as an opportunity for Palma to secure more consistent playing time after falling down the pecking order at Celtic. The 23-year-old has found game time limited since his arrival from Aris last summer. Palma's situation now hinges on Rayo Vallecano's ability to settle their debts and have the ban lifted. If this drags on, Celtic may need to explore alternative destinations for the winger before the January window closes. With FIFA's embargo on Rayo Vallecano enforceable until 2026 unless debts are paid, it remains to be seen if this deal can be salvaged. For now, Luis Palma's future hangs in the balance. Lastly, Brendan Rodgers has weighed in on the progress of winger Yong, acknowledging the player's struggles with limited game time and his relatively muted attacking contributions. Online, two camps have emerged, some who believe he's not shown enough and can't see a future at Celtic for the winger, while others are hoping his little flashes of skill and moments turn into better output. While some Celtic supporters remain optimistic about the 21-year-old's potential, Rodgers' assessment painted a more measured picture, focused on the winger's work ethic rather than any immediate attacking prowess. Speaking about the South Korean's current role, Rodgers explained, "Yeah, I think it is a challenge for Yong in terms of the guys in front of him been doing so well, so he's had limited game time. What we see in him every day is that he works so hard at his game, and sometimes, especially when you're an attacking player and you don't play so much, there's always a chance that you come in and try to force things." When speaking ahead of the Dundee game, the Celtic boss was keen to highlight that while Yang's effort cannot be questioned, there is a need for greater efficiency in the final third. "For me, he gives his all," he told Celtic's YouTube channel. "He gives everything. Yes, he needs to be more efficient. Attacking players have to be able to create goals and score goals as well as do that pressing function that we want." Despite the need for improvement, Rodgers acknowledged some promising signs from Yang's recent performance, referencing his impact in the weekend match. "He was unlucky, had a great bit of skill that nearly made him a goal. The keeper makes a really good save. He makes a great run. You see his desire to get into the position that leads to the penalty." These moments of intent may offer some encouragement to both the player and the fans, though Rodgers' comments underline that Yang's path to regular first-team football hinges on his ability to deliver in key moments. Trying hard, while admirable, isn't enough on its own. Rodgers' focus on Yang's work rate and willingness to adapt suggests a manager aware of the player's limitations, but also mindful of his potential to develop. Asked if he could be developed, Rodgers said, "Well, that's just time and patience. And to get anywhere as a player, that mentality also. So listen, we will always work and give our best to help the players. It's just about their talent and how that accelerates going forward. But he's a young guy who's adapted so well to coming over from Korea, and he's speaking English now, translating with the players. It's a huge testament to him. He's a really, really good kid. And as I said, at this moment in time when players are out, he's coming in and working very hard." For Yong, the challenge remains to translate his training ground commitment into decisive attacking output on match day. Celtic fans, what are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comment section below. That does bring us to the end of today's video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you